Hey guys, this is Nathan, and welcome back to HermitPack. So I'm over here at the mob farm, and I've made a couple of minor improvements to it here. The first one is that I added in a piston and a lever over here. Now what this does is once the mobs get up here, it will hold them up here and the drops do not fall back down anymore. Now another reason that I did this, and this was something that I was kind of concerned about when I was designing this thing, was baby zombies. Now baby zombies actually get stuck in the conveyor belts and suffocate. But what happens when they're stuck in the conveyor belts is they push the other mobs out and away, and we end up with a lot of mobs taking falling damage and often dying. So yeah, this keeps that from happening, and we get tons and tons of experience and tons of mob drops. Now, all of these mobs drops has started to cause a problem in our refined storage system. So I had to make up 2 more of the 64K storage drives, and yeah, that is kind of alleviating the problem right now, but we may have to look at here in the very near future getting rid of some of our armor items via a trash can or something like that. But for today, I want to take a look at some other stuff that we haven't really been doing yet, and it's really going to help us out. So we want to take a look at some stuff from Ender.io. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So Ender.io has a couple of items that we want to build right away. Now the first one I want to build is this enchanter, but to build this, we need dark steel. Well, dark steel is made in the alloy smelter. So we need to make up an alloy smelter, if I can figure out which one of those this is. Okay, so we need a machine chassis, a cauldron, iron ingots, and some furnaces. I think we've got most everything there. We need basic capacitors, iron bars, and iron ingots. So let's go ahead and make this stuff up. So we need the capacitor first. This is just gold, redstone, and copper. No big issue there, and let's get rid of all of these mob drops. So if we look here, we have coming close to 5,000 solidified experience now. That is pretty awesome, and it looks like we have a bow that we need to get rid of. So after that, we need the machine chassis, pretty simple there, and we have tons of iron bars from looting the stronghold. So let's go ahead and make up a couple of these chassis, no problem there. And then we should have everything else here. Yep, so alloy smelter, there we go. So to make this dark steel, where did that thing go? Everything moved. So to make the dark steel, we need iron, some type of coal dust, and obsidian. Now if I remember correctly, the coal dust we can get by running stuff through the sag mill. So yeah, this is making coal powder, and I believe that works. So that's not a problem. Should be able to get that pretty easily. And the other things that we needed was iron and obsidian. So let's see here. Iron, and I know we are starting to run really low on iron. Yeah, we've got less than 200 left now. Obsidian, we don't have a whole lot of either. We've got less than 100 obsidian. And then we need that coal powder. So we'll just grab a little bit of this, and we'll see what we have here. So for now, I'm just going to set this right here in front of the generator. We'll get power here. So we want 1 obsidian, 1 iron. Well, we need more than that. We need 4. So let's go ahead and make up 4 recipes of this. So that should make up our dark steel, and we can make this enchanter then. So the other things that we need is just diamonds and a book. We've got tons of both of those, so no issues there. Well, after we get this, I really want to make up a boost bow. So we need to get some specific enchantments, but I want to get that boost bow so that we can fly with our elytra. But a problem with the elytra is it's broken. So we need to get mending on the elytra and get that repaired. So we're going to have to do a little bit of work with the enchanter, and hopefully everything will work out there. So we'll go ahead and drop this in here, grab the enchanter, and now I don't think this thing needs power. We're just going to set it here right now. So yeah, we don't need power. Let's take a look at our recipes. So we want, we'll go ahead and take the mending first, if we can find that. So feather falling, blast protection, respiration, aqua affinity, depth strider, ooh, just prismarine, nice, frostwalker, thorns. So we definitely have our new enchantments. So mending should be in here somewhere. Fire aspect, looting, efficiency, silk touch, and breaking, mending. Okay, so we need an experience rod to get mending, and that is just a single level enchantment. So for this we need energetic alloy and solarium. The energetic alloy is once again in the alloy smelter, redstone, gold, and glowstone. And the solarium is also in the alloy smelter with soul sand and gold. So I've got a couple of things to smelt up here in the alloy smelter, and I will be right back. Alright, so I've got a few things in my inventory here ready to go. So I made up the experience rod, and we're going to go ahead and put that with some lapis and a book and quill, and that gives us mending for a cost of 21 levels. And I think before we do that, we are going to go ahead and remove all but 21 levels, thanks to our Heroes Medallion. So I was trying to do a little bit of bow enchanting with vanilla mechanics. It didn't exactly work too well, but I did use up some of my levels from this Hero Medallion. So there we go, 21 levels left. We're going to go ahead and grab this mending book. And that's that one. So now we're going to put some obsidian, and we want Unbreaking 3. So this is going to take 18 levels. That's pretty easy to do. So we'll just go ahead and hold right click here for a little while. Collect some XP. And I know it would be faster to use the solidified experience because we can hold shift to eat an entire stack of the solidified experience. But so that's that one, and I think to speed things along here for the anvil, we're just going to grab a whole bunch of solidified experience here. So I don't know how many levels this is going to take. We're just going to go ahead and eat a stack here. That gives us 19. So to put mending on our elytra costs 2, and then we want to put unbreaking on it, which is going to cost another 4. Now the next thing that I want to get on there is soulbound, but to get soulbound we need a couple more things here. So if we look at the recipes here, we have soulbound, and this requires an ender crystal. Now the ender crystal requires a soul vial with an enderman, a vibrant crystal, in the soul binder, and we don't have the soul binder, so we're not quite ready for that. But now we should be able to go ahead and, well, here, we'll have to put this in our offhand. And now if we just sit here and hold our Heroes Medallion, and actually we can set this to pull our experience out at the same time, and there we go. Just like that, our elytra is now restored. So that is pretty cool. We have our elytra again. Not a big deal. And we can also get ourselves some decent armor finally. So, yeah, we had this steel chestplate and steel leggings. We were running with an unenchanted osmium helmet. And then, of course, our slime boots. Now, I don't know if we can add anything to the slime boots. Be kind of interesting to try. But I think what we need to do next is to make that soul binder. So let's go ahead and take a look at the soul binder. So the soul binder takes some heads, which we have a great deal, plenty of those, some solarium, and a machine chassis. So we should have everything ready for that, so we can go ahead and grab this thing. And I think what we're going to do now, we're going to pull all of that energetic alloy out of there, and we are going to go ahead and break our alloy smelter, and we're going to place the soul binder in its place. Now I think actually we'll place the alloy smelter right here, so we're still getting power from our capacitor bank, and we should make a few of those as well. But now we need the soul, the soul vial. So I think, yeah, so here we go. The soul vial, we need fused quartz and solarium to make that. So fused quartz is made with nether quartz in the alloy smelter. So we'll go ahead and drop a bunch of this in here. And that should start making some stuff. We're going to increase the area of effect there on our Torturino so that this goes a little faster. And there we go. There's our 3 fused quartz. Now we can really easily make up this soul vial. And now all that we need to do really is go over to the end and get ourselves an Enderman soul. So I'm going to go do that real quick, and I'll be back in a little bit, and we'll make up some soulbound enchanting books as well. Well, I have the Enderman souls now, and so I also made up some more Unbreaking 3 books, but we're going to go ahead and make up this Vibrant Crystal now. So this takes Vibrant Alloy Nuggets. Now these are made in the alloy smelter with ender pearls and energetic alloy. I went ahead and made those up off camera, so not that big of a deal, but we're going to grab a few of these. We have 5 of the souls, but it doesn't look like we have enough of the nuggets for that, so it looks like we only get to make 4 of them. Now, well, here, we'll just go ahead and take some solidified experience so that this goes a little quicker. So now we need... Well, first we need the soul binder. We need these, and we need this. And we're going to use player XP. Took 6 levels. And we're going to go ahead and just do this a few more times. Thanks to the Torturino, this is really nice and quick. So there's our 4 Ender Crystals. Now we need the Ender Crystals, Lapis, and some Book and Quills. This is going to take 14 levels. We have 15. So this will make it now to where we don't lose our Elytra when we die, which that is pretty nice. And we're going to go ahead and grab another one of those. I'll have to make up a couple more of those later on. But let's go ahead and add Soulbound to our Elytra now. That is going to be pretty nice. So Soulbound, 7 levels there. We still have room for more enchantments, but yeah, we have a really nice Elytra now. That is pretty awesome. So I think I'm going to go ahead and make myself up some decent armor. I don't know for sure what kind of armor we want to go with. If we take a look at chest plates, I know the emerald chest plate is really good, but I don't know. Looks like the diamond is still better with the +2 armor toughness, whereas the emerald only has +1, and the durability is a little bit better on the diamond. So I'll probably go ahead and make diamond. Now later on, of course, we're going to want to get into some of these other armors, the Elementium and Terra Steel. I think even the Mana Steel, I'm not sure, but I know the Terra Steel and Elementium armor from Botania will not take durability damage if you are holding a mana tablet that has mana on it, and I don't think you take any damage when wearing a full suit either. But the rest of these, ooh, the Emerald Chestplate from Editions actually has 9 armor. So I don't know for sure how to do that. Emeratic Crystal Chest. Emeratic Crystals? This can have a jetpack put on it. Interesting. So how do we make this guy? Atomic Reconstructor with an emerald. Well, I don't think we have an Atomic Reconstructor. Or, no, yeah, we have the Atomic Reconstructor. So I wonder if we could do blocks on that. But yeah, I suppose I'm just going to make up some diamond armor right now. I will enchant up some books and get enchantments on that. Be back in a little bit and we'll take a look at some more stuff from Ender.io. So I have added a little bit of an upgrade to the mob farm here. So now when mobs come up the ladder, or the elevators here, the trapdoor here at the bottom of it automatically opens for them. And the way that I did this was by putting a tripwire hook 2 blocks below the piston here, and then underneath the piston there is a redstone torch. So whenever a mob comes up, it trips the tripwire hook turns on the torch, or turns off the torch, and the piston pulls back, allowing them to go through. After they pass, then the torch comes back on, pushes the piston back underneath them, and the block goes back. Now also I put some anvils here in the corner so that we could do our repair and enchanting and stuff, and I'll probably set up an enchanting setup and our enchanter, our Ender IO enchanter over here later on. But yeah, I've been just kind of beating the snot out of these guys, and it's actually very fun now that I don't have to worry about anything. But periodically the system does malfunction, so I still need to keep this lever here, simply so that I can reset the system from time to time. But so we do have most of the stuff that we need, and I just want to kind of beat up a few more of these guys here. And then we're going to put on our new armor for the first time here. Now I did not make a chest plate simply because we have our elytra. We may want to get a chest plate later on. Let's go ahead and drop these mob drops in here. We've been getting a lot of steel stuff as well. But so on our armor here, I got soulbound and mending on all of the pieces, so we won't have to worry about these ever breaking, and if we die, we will keep them. So we've got Unbreaking 3 on all of them as well, so they won't break as quickly. On the helmet, we have Respiration and Aqua Affinity, as well as Protection 4. The leggings, we have Blast Protection 4, and the boots, we have Fire Protection 4. And I probably should put Feather Falling on there too, but I don't think that we're going to be using those too often. But we're going to go ahead and get our diamond stuff on, and you know what? We're going to go ahead and put the boots on just for this, because yeah, that looks pretty cool. That is the way that it should look. I got to take a screenshot. So, yeah, we are going to be getting some feather falling on these boots as well. In the meantime, we are going to keep our slime boots on. But, yeah, we've got some pretty good stuff here now, and I think what we're going to do is just drop these osmium pieces back in here. Now, the other thing that we have is an Unbreaking 3 Punch 2 Mending Bow. Now, I did not get soulbound on this, but I probably should later on. But so we should be able to activate our elytra, and I threw all of our arrows back into our refined storage system. So we need to come over here and grab some arrows for this. And we'll need to get infinity on this later on as well. But right now, no big deal. We've got tons of arrows. So let's go ahead and go back up in the air here. And now we should be able to use our boost bow. Nice. So can we get ourselves... There we go. And we probably should have some type of a protection from projectiles here. And oh, we are going to be a porcupine so quickly. What just happened there? I don't know. We just stopped dead in our tracks. But yeah, this will take a little bit of getting used to, but I'm pretty sure that we can get it figured out. So we will definitely be learning the elytra and the boost bow. But let's go ahead and head back into the base here. That was a nice landing. So what else do we want to look at in Ender IO? So Ender IO has conduits, and these conduits are very handy because we can send a redstone signal, power, items, and fluids all within the same block. Now I've gone ahead and made up a bunch of the stuff to do all of these different types of conduits. The redstone alloy is made with redstone and silicon in the alloy smelter. Our energy conduits, which can carry a maximum of 640 RF a tick, which we are going to need to upgrade to the better ones later on, but these take conductive iron. This stuff is redstone and iron in the alloy smelter, and then we're going to be making item conduits. And yeah, we've seen the pulsating iron before. The other thing that these guys need is conduit binder. Now, conduit binder is made by smelting binder composite. This gives a 2-to-1 ratio, and binder composite is sand, gravel, and clay. Now, I took 4 stacks of the binder composite over here to the furnaces. So we should have, 8 stacks of conduit binder. That is really nice. We'll be able to make tons and tons of conduits. So let's go ahead and make up some of this stuff. So we need some insulated redstone conduits. We'll just make a stack of those. We'll make a stack of our regular energy conduits. Now the good part about this is that our later energy conduits still require, or we can at least use, the previous tier of energy conduits. So we won't be just wasting the resources, but, it probably won't be too expensive later on. And then finally we need the item conduit, which is going to take some pulsating nuggets, so we will have to break some of these apart. And then we'll go ahead and make our item conduits. So now what we're going to be doing with these is a lot of these machines, especially the Ender IO machines, are going to be put down here in the basement section of our base. Now, right now I've got this all smooth stone. I don't really like the look of it too much, but this stuff here is actually the exterior wall of our foundation. So I don't know for sure, maybe we'll just change the whole thing to this hardened stone. But yeah, what I think I'm gonna do is start setting up a little bit of stuff here. Try to get some energy production set up, a little bit more power storage. So we'll have to make some more of the capacitor banks, and I think we may upgrade our capacitor banks as well, because I made an octadic capacitor for our energetic smelter, or alloy smelter, I guess. The energetic smelter, I think, is something else. But this thing now uses a lot more power. And I don't know if there's some way that we can actually see how much it's using. Okay, 100 RF a tick. Well, the problem with that is, with our Torturino running, this guy here can't put out enough power to keep this energized. So we're going to have to upgrade our capacitor banks, and I'll move all of this stuff around. Like I said, I'm going to be moving this down to the mob spawner, and I'm going to move these bookshelves. So I'm going to get a little of this stuff done, and I will be back in a little bit. Well, guys, we have weapons case baubles rings to open. And the reason we have this is because I went way, way south of the base, and I found an ocean monument. So I started kind of clearing that out. I got 2,500 prismarine blocks, and I also got a bunch of sponges. So, yep, that is pretty nice. Also, when I killed the Elder Guardians, 2 of them dropped diamond blocks. So yeah, that was pretty cool. But we're gonna open this up and just see what we get here. Hopefully it's something good. The Onyx. So this is a rare... Ooh, haste 2! Hello, Instamine! Oh, that is beautiful! Okay, it's time to go try that out. Oh, that is great. Oh, yes. So also I added some blaze spawners to the spawning chamber here, but we should be able to... No? Apparently we're still not fast enough to instamine, but we should have haste 2, yeah. Well, if we were to get ourselves an efficiency 5 diamond pickaxe, we would definitely have instamine, and since we have the ability to make any enchantments we want, we could get Mending on that, and Silk Touch, or Fortune 3, whatever. I think it may be about time to replace our old diamond, or our diamond-tipped iron pickaxe. I don't know for sure. That may be something to think about. I was kind of hoping for Instamine, but, well, it is what it is. So I also added these, ender bridges to go up and down from the ground floor to the basement. So we step on this one, we go down, we step on this one, we go up. Pretty nice. Now, one thing that I did find out is these have to have a clear path between them. Half slabs or anything like that will interrupt them. And I added a ceiling, and in between here, the reason that I have the in-between area, the reason I have the in-between area is so that we can... Oh, are you kidding? Anyway... Let's try right there. There we go. So we can have... Would you stop it? We can have wiring in this area. So that's what this area is for. We can walk around in it, and we can hide some of our wiring. Now I have started to put a couple of the machines in here, and where did that torch go? Oh, it's still in my inventory. Okay, whatever. So I've started to place a couple of the machines in here, and I think this is power cable. I can't remember which one it is. But we are going to also be tunneling through at the access height over into the servants' quarters so that we can connect our two refined storage systems together. I've finally decided we're just going to go ahead and merge the two together. We'll be able to remove this controller and this drive setup, and the only thing that we'll need over here then is the grid. So that will be kind of nice. We'll still have the same setup here with the pressure plate to be able to turn the grid on and off. And that will come in really handy for out here. You know, say we want to grab something while we're out here for trading with this guy or something like that, because, yeah, we have quite a bit of trades here. But now that we have the blaze rods, that one will be pretty easy. But, yeah, we have tons of bones. I guess we could do that. 27 bones for an emerald. But, yeah, that'll make trading a lot easier because we'll have everything at our fingertips, and we might need to set up somewhere that we can trade. Now, I was kind of thinking about the area out here, and I'm thinking we're probably going to do the same thing to every building that we build out here. Are you kidding? Really? But, yeah, we might be putting those grids in every building so that we can easily trade, because I intend to put villagers in all of the buildings. Oh, and this is a thunderstorm too, even better yet. But we're going to have villagers in every building, and I'm sure that we'll have some good trades from time to time. So we'll want to be able to have access to all of our stuff for that. Now, one other thing that I got while we were kind of over there messing around in the Ocean Monument was these guys, water walking boots. Now at first I thought these were going to give me Depth Strider. Not the case. So, yeah, I can stand on top of water. So I no longer need a boat. Now I don't know if these can be enchanted. It would be great to be able to have Depth Strider on them, but also it seems like they don't take durability damage. But we can just walk right across this water, and it's a little bit better than Frostwalker because it doesn't disturb lily pads or anything like that, and we can just run across the water. And apparently we can get our elytra to work while we're jumping off of a lily pad. So yeah, there's a couple of things here to work on. But I think what I'm probably going to do, I'm going to get the things done here that I had planned on doing. I'm going to be moving the generator down below. I'm also going to be moving the culinary generator down below. And I think I'm going to be making the Mark II culinary generator. And we're probably going to be setting up some type of an auto farm, but that's probably going to have to be in a future episode. But I do think we are just about out of time, so I'm going to have to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any ideas on things that I could be working on, or any tips or tricks, be sure to leave that down in the comments, and I will see you next time. Bye!